Hey YouTube, what's going on? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update on Litecoin. Right now we're at $97.19. We're down 1.73%. Guys, we're in a really tight area here. We've been really focusing on this channel, those purple lines. And what we've been dealing with here on the low end of the channel is $86.38. On the upper end, we're at $103.72. So we've been really chopping back and forth in here. And there's some key things that I really want to show you here that we need to hold. And if you like these videos, guys, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. If you want to learn more about this stuff, go into my playlist. I have a lot of tutorials in there. Everything's from the Japanese candlestick charting book to the encyclopedia chart patterns, getting started in chart patterns. I mean, there's just so many different books that I've read that I want to share with you guys. And a lot of the tutorials that I do are directly out of those books. So really go check that stuff out, and it'll help you just stay a little bit more calm in this market. This market, like I talked about in yesterday's video, is the most volatile market on the face of the earth, and it's also open 24 hours a day. So in my opinion, that's the toughest part of this market, is the fact that it never sleeps. And us as humans, obviously, we need to sleep. We need to have, go to our job, run businesses, have time with our family. There's all different types of stuff, and this market never sleeps. So in my opinion, it's one of the most difficult things about this market is just the fact that it's open 24 hours a day and the volatility is so extreme here. So guys, we're going to dig into this. Let's get after it. So we're going to really zoom in here, and this is the channel that we've been looking at here, this 86.38 on the bottom, and on the top is 103.72, and you can see that by the purple lines here. Now what I like to see happening is, yesterday, even though it was a doji candle, so we had a lot of indecision, the day before we closed up above our 20 EMA. We need to get back up above that, guys. We need to stay up above it. We do not want to start dropping below that again today, and right now you can see we're fighting with it. And that's like yesterday, that indecision. Whenever you see a doji candle, that basically is a perfect doji candle. That is the perfect example of a fight between the bulls and the bears, just going back and forth. The bulls are trying to push up and go up and challenge that 100-day moving average there in green, which is going to be around that 103.97, while the bears are trying to push us back down to see if we can go down and maybe test that 200-day moving average down there around that $79.12. So what's happening is we're getting in a bit of an equilibrium pattern here. So here was our high. So we got pushed down here. We tweezer bottom. We had a bullish piercing pattern. We came up. We set our high here. Then we came back down and we set our higher low with this hammer candle here. Then we came up and we failed to make a higher high to break out to the top of this channel here, that 103.72. So we're really getting in this tight range where we're chopping back and forth, and eventually we're either going to need that break to the upside or the downside. But what I do like here is this yellow trend line that we formed. This yellow trend line is going to be very important for us, because if we start breaking down through that, guys, then I would look for the bottom of this channel there around that 86.38, and then it's going to be down there around that 20 or 200-day moving average there in white, which is going to be at 70, guys, I believe $79. So that's going to be a crucial area for us right there for what we're going to do here, just bouncing in this little channel here. Guys, we've been in it since, let's see, we got back in it about July 18th, so it is a significant channel, and things are just really getting tight in that range. So that's one of the main things I'm looking at. Another thing that I'm paying attention to is the RSI. Our RSI right now is at 47, so we have plenty of room to run to the upside or to the downside. We're just kind of floating in that neutral territory. But what I did like was this was our trend line here, and we actually had a trend line break. And sometimes what will happen is you'll come back and back test this trend line before you continue to move farther. So what we're looking at here is to see if we can continue to hold this trend line here. If we do come back and back test it, if we can get a nice bounce off it. I'm looking at that. Got a few other indicators here that I wanted to show you as well. We're going to go into my favorites. And my favorites, guys, I love looking at the Bollinger Bands, the MACD, relative strength, and the RSI. Those are the main ones that I look at, along with candle formations, Fibonacci's, trend lines, support, resistance. That's the stuff that I really like to focus on. Now, for Litecoin, guys, we're at 94 and 84. So that's significant with our stochastic RSI, because we are in that overbought territory on the stock. We're not on the RSI, but on the stock, it's looking like we may need some type of cool down. And maybe that's just back testing this yellow trend line here and seeing if we can get a nice strong bounce off it to continue to move to the upside. Because what I love here is if we can get up out of this channel here, guys, we would be able to run up to around that 110, 112, and that's some good percentage percentage gains there. You know, anytime Litecoin moves to the upside or downside $10, $15, that's a really massive move, and you want to capitalize on it the best that you can. So remember, we're in overbought territory there on the stochastic RSI. The next one I wanted to go to was our MACD. Take a look at this. Get that off there. Okay, so MACD, we did have a bullish MACD cross, guys. We had the histogram ticking to the positive, so that's a good thing there. We're just going to have to see if we can stay up above. So the MACD is bullish right now. So what we would say is RSI is more neutral. The stochastic is more bearish. Excuse me there, guys. Is more bearish. And then we would say that our MACD is bullish. And then I wanted to go into our Bollinger Bands. And with our Bollinger Bands, we are up above the middle band. The middle band's sitting at 93.60, so that's also an area of support that we would want, and that's right around this yellow trend line as well. So that is a key trend line for us, guys. And remember, like I've talked about with the trend line breaks, when they happen very aggressively in this space. You can see whenever we break a trend line, you can see a 30-40% drop or a 30-40% gain. And what I can do here is show you the old trend line that I had on for a while. It was my green trend line. We'll just do a rough one here. It's about right in here, guys. And what we're going to do is actually measure the drop of when we went down through it, just to give you an idea of why I like to play these. So, guys, what happened was we broke down through it. We broke to the 50 moving average. We bounced back up inside it. We had tweezer tops. We set a lower high, and then all hell broke loose, and we just basically started falling. So I'm going to go from when we first broke out of it, because that would have been the sign when we closed below it. We ended up dropping about roughly 35-36%. So that's the power of these trend lines, and that's the reason I want to play it, because, you know, guys, if this is a continued established trend line, right now we have 2 points, but if we continue to chop on it and we grind up in it and price, and all of a sudden we break to the downside, it could be a pretty heinous break. Or if we defend this and we have a nice stick of volume come in and we move, we could really make a strong move to the upper part of that channel around that 103.72. So that's going to be crucial for us, but it's most likely going to all depend on what Bitcoin wants to do. If Bitcoin's going to continue to run hard, then, guys, we maybe have a chance to get to the top of this channel. If Bitcoin all of a sudden just starts dumping now, then I'll probably see it back around that 86.38, and that's just the way it works. That's why it's so difficult, too, that you have to track and you have to watch Bitcoin as well. So this is a tough game, guys, and that's why I said you really need to study the best that you can. I've been in the space now for, let's see, about a year and a half or so, almost 2 years, and it's just amazing what I've been able to learn by studying, because before, when I came into this market, guys, I just came in as an investor. I thought, hey, Litecoin's a great idea. It's a great investment. I'm just going to buy and hold forever. And then obviously all heck broke loose, and we went from $350 all the way down to $22. So you need to capture your profit. Even if you want to stay in Litecoin, capture your profit so that you can buy more Litecoin when you see confirmation that, you know, there's some type of bullish divergence or something taken, or great news just came out. Then you can jump back in. And that's the way that I like to do it. I want to play these big swings, because these swings are something that is very special in this space, and it doesn't happen in many other spaces. So what happened was, guys, we took our swing low to our swing high here. We dropped down all the way through the 0.5, which was at 84.64. We bounced back up in it. Right here, we tried to get to our 0.382 at 99.32. Then we had some rejection. We bounced back again off that 0.5, came back up to the 0.382, had some rejection, and now we're just going to have to see what happens. So we have been trapped between that 0.5 and that 0.382, that $84 all the way up to that 99.32. So things are getting very tight right now, guys. We're in some really key ranges, and that's basically what I wanted to show you today. Just really pay attention to this. Pay attention to see if we have a candle close back below this 20 EMA again, or if we're finally going to close up above it, have confirmation, and get some volume up out of there. So, guys, that's what I was looking at here. I don't want to keep you too long, but I also wanted to mention in this space, you know, whenever you miss a move, don't feel bad about it. We've seen that Bitcoin can go up or down roughly $1,000 in a 5-minute candle. So when you wake up and say you wanted to get in Litecoin, but it didn't look like a good move, and all of a sudden you see a big blast like this here, guys, I'll give you the perfect example. Let me show this to you. We're actually going to break out the RSI, because this here is where it got me before. So right back in here, we were pushing up, so our price was going up. We were down all the way around $31. We pushed up to around $61, and what happened was our RSI was actually going down. So it looked like price was going up, RSI is going down. We have some bearish divergence, and all of a sudden a whale stepped in and pushed this all the way up to around $100. So in the matter of 3 or 4 days, we ended up going from $63 all the way up to $100. But what happened was we shook, and this is the importance of taking your profit. We shook out all the way from $100. We went all the way back down to $64. So if you didn't capitalize on that move, you basically missed everything. And that's the importance, guys. Though, like I said, don't feel bad a lot of times if you miss some massive spike, because a lot of times it'll look like it's supposed to go down when you read all the textbooks and things, and it'll do the exact opposite just because those whales stepping in. That's why we plan for the upside and we plan for the downside. Like I said, no indicator is going to be perfect, guys. No chartist is going to be perfect. We have to ride the coattails of the whales. That's our job, and that's what I'm here to do the best that I can, is just show you that upside, the downside, and the sideways. And what we need to do now is get to the top of this channel at around that 103.72 and eventually break out of that strong with good volume, come up here and maybe test this area around, we'll call it 120 to 123 is going to be a very big area for us. But we've had our large correction here. We're going into the halving, and we're just going to have to see what happens. But I'm watching that yellow trend line as well, guys. Okay, so I want to bring this to you. If you like these videos, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I appreciate you all being here with me. God bless each and every one of you.